Lucknow Super Giants. Strike rate is overrated, Sanjay. So why don't you talk us through?
Gautam Gambhir's strike rate in the recent series was probably better than some of the others. It'd be an interesting season considering this would be the first time they'd be playing at home. How the pitches are going to be, no one really knows. But KL Rahul is very consistent in the IPL, delivers 600 quite regularly. Previous season was built around the all-rounders. You had Jason Holders, Marcus Stoinis, and one more name I'm forgetting. But you had too many all-rounders, and then they've spent a lot of money for your and Adi's favorite Nicholas Pooran. If he doesn't fire, I think this team is going to be in serious trouble. But if he fires, then I think they'll go a long way because you've got KL Rahul will be in form. Kock is in brilliant form. They've got rid of Manish Pandey. So I'm hoping one of the newer guys, Manan Bora or Ayush Badoni, one
How
youngster.
can you forget the greatest IPL
Krunal
all-rounder, Krunal Pandya? How can you do
Krunal
that?
Pandya does a job every time. Like he's not going to be your a purple cap.
He's your vice captain, sir.
Yeah.
And he captained one of the games as well. He lost it basically, but number 3 would be Deepak Hooda for sure this time. They're not going to mess around with his position. So I think they've got a very strong lineup. Again, a team which will benefit from the impact player rule. I can see Amit Mishra playing a few games. Just bowling his quota, and I think if they get a decent start, I think they'll push the other teams and go the distance. Is my opinion. I think they've got a very very good team, and only KL Rahul can. If KL Rahul doesn't even get the consistent runs which he got last year, which I think was very good, I think then there will be problems. His captaincy has always been a big question mark, but at least they've got the players who are in decent form, and they've got decent replacements for a lot of the other players. I was disappointed that they let go of Jason Holder, but Mark Wood coming back. Avesh Khan hopefully in form, but if Mohsin Khan is in any sort of bowling form, then I think this would be one of the deadliest bowling attacks. But if Mohsin Khan is not there because he's not played for a while, then I think the bowling will struggle, like a lot of the teams will do anyways.
I would put this team in like the top 5, right? Like pushing for the playoffs, just given the quality of Indian players that they have, right? Like the core around like Hooda, Krunal Pandya, then you got like Rahul, and more or less they are in form. And Rahul has like a point to prove. He probably is like, hey, I got to get my orange cap back. It could all work out for them. And Gambhir is like a very shrewd and tactical. He's not the coach per se, but he's calling the shots in a sense, right? So the team principal or whatever you want to call him, mentor, he's got like a good mix of like these Indian players, proven background that they've done well. So I put them in a good chance. And from what little we've seen of the Lucknow ground, it's not, I think it seems around a bit, which might help them. And also the ground is like pretty big relative to like the other ground. So it might help LSG and it's an unknown for everyone, right? So it's not like, hey, all these players or teams, you know how Chinnaswamy is or Hyderabad is or Wankhede is. But this is like an unknown spot for all the teams. There's no disadvantage there, is what I'm saying, right? So overall, I feel good about them, backing them in the top 5 to kind of push for the playoffs.
See, I think there's this famous dialogue. I forgot the movie that इस एक टीम में एक ही गुंडा हो सकता है और इस टीम का गुंडा मैं हूँ. तो गौतम गंभीर के लिए ये परफेक्ट है. आई मीन चाहे प्यार से मार के कुछ भी करके वो क्वालिफाई करा देगा टीम को. 100% क्वालिफाई करेगा. And to be honest, I think it's a deadly team, fantastic team. KL Rahul needs such players around him. Quinton de Kock, he scored what, 18 ball 50, 30 ball 40 ball 100 abhi 2 days back, right? Then there is Churan, then there is Hooda. All these hitters around, Pooran, all these hitters around KL Rahul, right? So he is in that comfort zone of, 500, 600 at a 130, 140 strike rate. So you'll see KL Rahul doing well. Pooran is there, Hooda is there, your bowling is sorted, and I think that they did the right thing to, let go of Holder. Both Stoinis and Holder in the same team, they were out of place. Neither you were getting the best of Stoinis, the batsman, nor you were getting the best of Holder, the bowler. You can debate कि ठीक है दोनों में से किसको निकालते, but they had to let go of at least one of them. They let go of Holder. That's the right way, and I think Mohsin Khan fitness also that's not that big an issue, right? You still have a left armer, Jaydev Unadkat, right? See, Jaydev Unadkat is too much in the limelight. I agree. We have been overcritical of him, but he has matured a lot, right? He has a lot of experience behind him. I mean, I'm sure Jaydev Unadkat might not give you the wickets, but he will not be too bad. He will be okay. He will be average.
I thought you'll say he'll not get you the wickets, but he'll get you some runs.
But he'll be average, and I think your game breaker would be Markwood. Somebody coming in and bowling 150, right? Batsmen would be shivering in the pants. So I think a deadly team for sure, top 5, top 4.
I think what I like about this team is they maintain the core from the last season. You have Rahul, you have Quinton, Deepak, you have Krunal, Pandya, you have Marcus Stoinis, Deepak, Hooda, Avesh Khan. So the people who perform well, and so it was a new team. They performed well last year, and this year also they expected to do well. Like Shivam mentioned, I think Markwood and Avesh Khan, I think if they bowl really well, because spinner wise, I mean Amit Mishra, it's been time since he played, and then you have Rahul Chahar also, who had a good season a couple of years back, but didn't have a.
Bishnoi.
Yes.
Char is with Punjab.
Yeah. My mistake. So they do have those talent, but it's just that the spinning department may lack some experience. But I think the fast bowler, it helped them last year also. I think if they do well with Markwood also, I think they definitely seems like to be in top 5. Yeah.
Okay, top 5. So only Sanjay and Shivam feel that they're making top 4.
I have like 5 teams. We'll go through them, right? Like I've kind of demarcated the teams. These 5 will fight for the playoffs. Like one of them has to miss out, and then they have bottom 5 who I don't think will make the playoffs. We've already covered 2 of them. So
Okay.
you all will know like once we keep going.